From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big noontime here on LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In today's recording, we go over the incredible breaking details that happened yesterday. Not one, not two, but three major developing details. One, a letter to the president saying that they're going to put four stimulus checks in there, reoccurring. Number two, a letter to Chuck and Nancy saying call the vote right away. And number three, the president saying go to reconciliation. It's incredible great news at your noontime on LALATE. In the second half of this recording, we go over fifth stimulus. And while the raise of SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and veterans benefits will be incredible under fifth stimulus, it may be even more than we had thought. Why? I have all the breaking news coming up in the second half of this recording. And then we go over the thousands, tens of thousands of dollars landing locally today and next week across the land for you to get. It's a great day with so much money to get, and it's a noontime, and it starts right now. Hey, good noontime, everybody. This is LALATE. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And we'll be getting to this incredible letter in just a second where they say they're going to put multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package, and they are the people who actually write the bill. Wow. I've never seen such incredible great news on fourth stimulus since the start of fourth stimulus. Not one, but three major breaking details. I'm going to go over them all in this recording. But first, I'm also going to go over how much you're going to get. In the second half of this recording, we're going to go over fifth stimulus. In the middle of the recording, we're going over the big money that's available for you now, $5,000 to $25,000. Wow, just incredible great news. This is LALATE, the only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, financial news channel, live in the morning, like right now, and then taped in the afternoon. And then with an overnight live show, which was a major hit and trending online last night. 400,000 subscribers in a year for a reason. A YouTube record, next stop, 1 million subscribe. I want you part of this community. How's the weather where you are? It's very sunny today here in Los Angeles. Not much of a breeze yet, but it's relatively cool. But let's see if it heats up. So I hope the weather is good where you are. Drop in the comments. I'd love to hear where you are and how the weather is. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes. And if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Let's get right to fourth stimulus. Let's start with how much you're going to get. And one of the key words, names you got to remember to start this video. Jalapal. Jalapal wrote the House proposal. And Jalapal's writing of the House proposal provides that stimulus check would be monthly. Let's go over how Jalapal wrote the fourth stimulus package. Jalapal writes it with the House members with the House doing a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The senators, the monthly stimulus checks would be July to December. If you're on the live chat just after 11:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is about 1:30 on the East Coast, jump in the live chat and vote House or Senate, but not just yet. Also post in the comments, but not just yet. Let's see the monthly amounts. So Jalapal does $2,000 in the first month in the Jalapal bill, and then $1,000 a month thereafter. The Senate, the monthly amount is unknown, but word on the street is this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000 on the Senate proposal, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Wow. Now let's go back to Jalapal and this graphic, which is really critical. Pandemic plus 1 year. There is now belief that the pandemic will be over by the time the vote occurs in July. So by all accounts, the Jalapal bill may just provide 12 months of stimulus checks, 1 year, not pandemic plus 1 year. 12 months would amount to $13,000. It would take 12 months to get $13,000 from Jalapal and the House, but the Senate could nearly pay you the same amount in just 6 months. So which one do you like, Senate versus House? I think you're going to like the Senate. Drop in the comments right now. Well, let's go over the other great details about what's happening in fourth stimulus checks. Monthly stimulus check starting the month of July. You would get the check for July in July, then in August for August. Who gets it? You do. So if you got the third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. Single individuals who make less than $75,000, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple who make $150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just double it. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. And a household of 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just quadruple it. Yes, if the household is 6 people, 2 will not get a stimulus check. Is it taken out for taxes? Is it taken out? Is it taxable? No, it's not taxable. It's not income. Is it taken out for child support? We don't know just yet. Would it come in waves where different people get it in different days? No, they can't do waves. It's a monthly stimulus check. Remember, I'm just a reporter. I report the news. The legislators make the representations, and what they represent is the votes in July. That means that the first check would land in July for July, then in August for August. Is it the same amount of stimulus check for adult dependents, children, everyone else? It is. Incredible, great news. So there you go. The fourth stimulus check updated 2021. A monthly stimulus check, which starts in July, continues month after month thereafter. Slight differences between the Senate and the House. Hope you voted. If you haven't, vote right now in the live chat or in the pinned comment. But guess what? I got 3 major breaking, incredible, great news developments about these monthly stimulus checks coming up. But first, let me give you a preview of the second half of this recording. Wow, this is a 30-minute show today, folks. And I literally have a ton of money to give you across this recording. So get a pen and paper ready because I'm covering a lot of money. Here's a preview of the second half of this recording. We're going to go over fifth stimulus. That will raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and survivor benefits. Raise them up to a big new number lifetime. Then add a benchmark, and that benchmark may raise your benefits more than we initially thought. Wow, those breaking details coming up in the second half of this recording. But let me turn to some big money I can get you starting right now. The federal government, under the third stimulus package, allocated fortunes for you. And when third stimulus was passed, I informed you that, yes, you'll get a $1,400 third stimulus check, but you also will qualify for $5,000 to $25,000 of money, and that money is now landing. So you need to go get it. As I call it, Purple Hawk moment. Hawk, hawk, you have to get that money in pounds as a hawk before the stimulus stampede comes on and gets it before you. So where is that money? Number 1, rent. Get a pen and paper ready because here we go. Rent money is available from your city, county, and state. It's about $5,000 for 4 to 6 months of rent. There's also about a couple hundred to couple $1,000s for utilities. There's money for mortgage assistance and help with homeowners' utilities bills. So how do you get this money for rent? 6 places. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. Each one has a different requirement, a different guidelines, a different amount of money. So one may say no to you, another may say yes. Reach out to all of them. Again, that's $5,000 for rent. Now let's turn to the other incredible great news, and that's money for SNAP. Not a given day goes by, I don't have someone say, thank you for getting me money for rent, or because of your videos, I got money for rent, or I got money for SNAP. SNAP is incredible. What is SNAP? It is money for food. It is money for food. How much money? A fortune. How do you get it? You call up Department of Agriculture and ask for SNAP. Now, when we're talking about back for rent, the key words you use when you call up asking for rent is I need rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. You don't use the word stimulus. You use the words rent assistance for COVID. For SNAP, you say, I want to get on SNAP. Department of Agriculture, also call 211, they'll connect you. So how much can you get? A family of 4 in Hawaii can now get upwards of $16,000 a year. Yes, it's a lot. Why so much? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, which increases everyone's SNAP for 15% between now and December. That's 15%. Incredible, great news. So that brings me now to the exciting details, which were only 10 minutes into this video. And wow, I've already got you $5,000 for rent and $15,000 for SNAP and Hawaii. We're doing really well. But here are 2 reality check moments starting right now. I want you to get this money for rent and utilities because it's not going to be available anymore, and it's first come, first serve. So they allocated this money so you would get it, not so you would not get it. So I want you to go get it. Reality check number 2 is that the eviction moratorium and the mortgage forbearance and all rental stimulus is not coming back on the fourth stimulus. It's the last hurrah. Their concept, the Democrats, is to give you money for rent and then get rid of the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance so everyone is caught up. So go get it right now. I want you to. And now let's get to some free money. Coming from 2 locations, I'm really excited for you. The first one is from your state. I'm going to go over how much you're going to get, how you're going to get it, and then when you're going to get it. First, how much? One viewer is getting upwards of $5,000. That's a lot of money. Here's what's going on. The federal government has stepped in and told states they must repay you back the money they took from you when there was an excess payment on unemployment benefits. What's the example? States had been paying you unemployment benefits throughout the pandemic, and then at a particular time, they overpaid you due to computer malfeasance, no fault of your own. Then they found it and they said, oh, we made a mistake, return it back to me. And you did return it back to your states. Well, the federal government has stepped in and said that was an error. You should not have had to return it back. It was yours to keep. And so now the federal government has ordered the states to return that money back to you. Wow, this is great news. So then how are you going to get it? In the bank account you have on file with your Department of Unemployment. And then finally, when? Every state is different. Reach out to your respective state for routing time. Some states have started. Now that brings me to the other big exciting free money, and it's coming from the federal government. So state, this one's the federal government. I'm going to go over how much you're going to get, how you're going to get it, and when you're going to get it. First, how much you're going to get. It's thousands of dollars. It is the taxes you paid to IRS on your unemployment benefits of 2020. So here's an example. Let's say you had a $9,000 unemployment benefits last year. Your federal tax return, total tax return to IRS was $5,000 for your 2020 return, of which $4,000 was taxes on your unemployment. You're getting back $4,000 from the IRS. Incredible, great news. Now let's go over how are you getting it. In the mail, that thing at the corner, the mailbox, not the thing in the computer, the old thing, the mailbox. It's coming in the mailbox unless you had a direct deposit account on file with IRS. So watch for a beige or white envelope with a beige check in there to you, subject line, refund. And finally, when? 3 phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 is being paid out last week and to now. Phase 2 is already starting, continues early part of next week, and phase 3 is the later part of next week. All 3 phases are paid in May. So what is phase 1? Single filers, no dependents, non-complex return. Phase 2 are complex single filer returns. And phase 3 are joint filers, like husband and wife, complex returns. Incredible, great news. And now that brings me to the super incredible great news, which starts with this. I have 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 incredible great news stories about these multiple stimulus checks under the 4th stimulus package. I want to go chronologically back to the first one and what happened first. And it was with Jalapal. When Jalapal wrote the 4th stimulus check, multiple stimulus check bill for the House and introduced it, over 100 plus House members, Democrats, and some senators came forward and said, I want this. I'm going to urge the president to put it in there. I'm going to urge the president I'm going to tell the president we're putting it in there. Then at the same time that Jalapal introduced the House bill, other senators said, we're going to do it as well. If the House doesn't take care of it, we'll take care of it. Well, guess what? Jalapal was back this week, and what did Jalapal do? Write a letter to Nancy and Chuck, which basically says one thing: call the vote now. What are we waiting for? Call the vote now. And it's signed by dozens of House members, including the ones who wrote their support for the Jalapal MSC bill in the first place. Wow, this is incredible, great news. So why is Jalapal saying call the vote now? Because the Republicans have not moved a penny since 4th stimulus ever started. They've been at $500 billion. They're not moving on $500 billion. The president's not moved as well. So Jalapal is saying, why are we waiting? Just call the vote. Incredible, great news. Which brings me to even better news. Yeah, we're ramping up. We're going up another step. Even better news. And that came yesterday. From this letter from House members, 7 of them, to the president saying there has to be multiple stimulus checks in the 4th stimulus, and we're going to put it in there. Well, who are these people? Who are these people? They are House members. Well, what House members? House subcommittee members in the House Ways and Means subcommittee. Oh my goodness. Why is that significant? The House Ways and Subcommittee is the one that writes the House bills for stimulus checks. House Ways and Means Committee is responsible for the stimulus checks, for the unemployment assistance, for the major payouts of any stimulus package. The House Ways and Committee is responsible for it. And now 7 members of that very small House Ways and Means Committee has written the president a letter saying they're putting multiple stimulus checks in the 4th stimulus package. Wow. I just don't think we can get any better than that. I think Captain Obvious is about to walk through the set. And as if we weren't any better than that, then we had another third thing happen yesterday. And that was the president had a counteroffer. And the counteroffer basically wasn't a counteroffer, meaning he did not move a penny. That means we're going to reconcile. We're finishing with reconciliation. The president, over the last few weeks, has never seen the Republicans move a penny off of $500 billion. So the president yesterday said, I'll move down $600 billion because that other $600 billion is... those items are in another bill currently. So it's not like he got rid of the items. He just said, I'll put them somewhere else. Which every broadcast news reporter said, he's just going to reconciliation. He's just done. Incredible, great news. Now, it's very rare for legislators to come out and say anything during the legislative process. They just don't have press releases. But that's what they started to do yesterday. What's important to understand is what the president's message is to legislators is the following. Up until Memorial Day weekend, the president will continue to have luncheons with the Republicans to see if they're moving off their number. And that'll continue up to Memorial Day weekend. As one viewer said, oh, that's September. No, that's Labor Day. I'm talking about Memorial Day weekend, which is just a few days from now. He'll have those luncheons every single day and say, hey, any new number? No. Oh, okay, see you tomorrow. The next day. Any new number? No. Okay, see you the next day. As one viewer said, he's just hungry. He's just having a lot of meetings. He'll continue to have these meetings up until Memorial Day weekend. And that will be it. That will be it. He's already indicated the end of the talking with the Republicans will be right around Memorial Day recess. And at that point, the vote. Time for the vote of the reconciliation. Understand the reconciliation legislation has nearly been finished being written, so only thing holding up is the president to say, okay, your turn, call the vote. And that's why it was a very rare circumstance this week when members that are going to vote on and pass the multiple stimulus check bill came forward and said, we should just call the vote right now. And that started with Senator Kristen Gillibrand, Democrat of New York. Yes, senator, not House member. When asked whether they should wait on the vote, she said, absolutely not, because we may lose our coalition of infrastructure. And then Representative Ruben Gallego, when asked whether we should wait, he said the Republicans are not even being players. We, the Democrats, should just move on without them. And then came the statement from Mark Pocan, Democrat out of Wisconsin, who said, at what point do Republicans seriously come to the table? If Republicans don't come to the table, it doesn't mean Democrats don't serve the meal. and the meal is the 4th stimulus package. And then finally, we have Senator Majority Whip Dick Durbin says, Democrats ought to have a timely negotiation with Republicans, but be prepared to go ahead with reconciliation vote. Wow. And of course, Ro Khanna, we have to end with him, who said, I think it's time to move forward with our bill. I think that's sort of clear. So calling the vote is really at issue here. And what's important to understand is one of the things I've not made abundantly clear in recent days is that these legislators don't want to be in town in July. The Senate session ends in July. They want to be gone. So could they get the vote done in June? And is there a surprise added to the 4th stimulus package that I thought was not going to be in the 4th stimulus package? And is it mentioned in yesterday's letter? I have that exciting, great detail coming up in the second half of this recording. Oh boy, it is a great one. Meantime, if you need help with rent assistance, mortgage assistance, or homeowners assistance, reach out to the volunteers. They're on the community page. The community page is in the description of this video. Open the description, you'll see an emoji of a house, and there's a page, news.lalate.com/community. Reach out to the volunteers. They can help you with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities. If you can't find it, first look for yourself, see if you can find it. But if you can't, reach out to them. And I'll be back in 60 seconds with more exciting details about 5th stimulus and also 4th stimulus. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities.
That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on Noontime LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check and fifth stimulus check coming up right now. How are you? How's the weather where you are? Drop in the comments where you're watching and what the weather is like right there. This is LA, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. I'm next with you on Afternoons LA. That's at 3 o'clock on the West Coast, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, followed by Evenings LA. So don't miss those shows coming up next. So make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, 1 year, a YouTube record. Next up, 1 million. So hit that subscribe button. Share these videos on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram. Tell people to come on over. Also like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Let's get right to fifth stimulus. And the excitement about fifth stimulus is really heating up. It's going to really get twisted and turned a lot over the next few weeks as we try to figure out what is the inflationary rate. We'll go over those details in just 1 second. But what is fifth stimulus? It revises your benefits. Again, I'm just a reporter. I just report what their representations are. It's an add-on to the fifth stimulus package, like stimulus checks are an add-on to the fourth stimulus package. They'll raise your benefit limits, then remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, then remove the income penalty, and then remove the marriage penalty. I saw someone already commenting about the marriage penalty in the live chat right now. So let's go over the details on how this works. First, they would raise your benefits up one big time. So who's you? If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, all beneficiaries would be raised up to a big new number one time. Next, they would apply a new benchmark, and that benchmark would be inflation. So your benefits will either go up or stay the same every year, but based upon inflation. Now, how does a benchmark work? Every December, you get a letter saying next year, your benefits will go up this amount of money. It's based upon the benchmark. Well, you never step down. You either go up or you stay flat. Here's where we are. We initially thought that the inflationary rate was going to be 2.5% to 4% this fall. But then we heard Jeremy Siegel a week ago yesterday appear on Broadcast News, and Jeremy Siegel said we could see a 20% inflationary rate in December. Wow. Now, you may not agree with Jeremy Siegel, but let's look at other analysis that came out that was slightly bigger, but not as big as Jeremy Siegel's. We had the incredible details from the Fed head out of Georgia this week that said, I'm not going to tell you my inflationary rate, but I will tell you my growth rate. And we're at 4% now. In December, we'll be 10.5%. Well, that sounds like about 5 to 6% inflation. Not 20% Jeremy, but at least 5 to 6. And then we had not one, but several analysts in the last 24 hours saying, it just looks like it's going to be about 5 to 7%. So the great news is that while we may not see 20% Jeremy Siegel inflation, we may see 5 to 7%. And if that's the case, wow, your benefits will be raised up a lifetime that amount. Let's go over that again. First, fifth stimulus would raise up your benefits to a big new number. Then in December, they would apply the benchmark. Remember, when they apply the benchmark, you step up and you'll never step down after that step up. So if it's a 5% inflation, you'll step up 5% inflation and never step down. It's incredible great news. Then they're going to get rid of the asset limit, dating back to a 1980s law that says you cannot stay on benefits and also have more than $3,000 in the account. It's going to go away just in time to get those stimulus checks. Then they're going to remove the income cap that says if you want to work, you can't and also stay on benefits. Now you will be able to work $1,000, $2,000 a month and also stay on benefits. Going away is that 1960s law, a very antiquated law about this. And then finally, the marriage penalty. The marriage penalty prevents people from getting married because they'll lose their benefits, or they got married and they did lose their benefits. So the rule will be eradicated, and now love will win. You'll be able to marry your lifetime partner and not lose benefits. Incredible, great news. So that's fifth stimulus. When? A two-bill, 2-month, two-step process starting in September, likely impacting your benefits around November. And of course, the benchmark will kick in January. So let's go back to fourth stimulus and the big news that's very exciting about fourth stimulus in today's recording. First, I want to go over some housekeeping for you. I want you to know that the month of July has a lot of items going on. There is not one, but 3 different items that are going on in the month of July. And it's also the month in which Congress goes on recess. So you're going to see a lot of standalone bills in July. And I don't want you to confuse those bills with the fourth stimulus package. I also don't want you to confuse other Jalopal bills, because there are other Jalopal bills, with this one. For example, in the month of July, the third, repeat, triple underline, the third stimulus package's checks for the children go out. Some people have been jumping in the comments confused and said, the only checks going in July for the stimulus package are for the children. No, that's the third stimulus package. Yeah, that is correct. For the third stimulus package, the only checks coming in July is for children, but that's the third stimulus package. We're talking about fourth stimulus package, which isn't law yet. Third stimulus package is law, and the checks are already being routed to go out in the mail. We're talking about fourth stimulus. Also happening in July is a standalone bill for budgeting, which Nancy and Chuck are going to be working on. Don't get that confused with this one either, because you may look at it and say, oh, it doesn't have, because it's the wrong bill. You're looking at the wrong bill. And then there's going to be a lot of standalone bills and all the other standalone bills we've been talking about as well. But guess what? I promised you a surprise, so here's the surprise. In that House Ways and Means Committee letter on Friday, those House Ways and Means members who oversee unemployment stimulus also wrote the president and said they're going to try to put unemployment stimulus in the fourth stimulus package. Wow. Okay, so no one saw this coming, including me. So which unemployment stimulus? It's a very fluid situation. We really don't know where this is going just yet. And we don't know if it's going to pass muster. But what they're thinking about is bringing back certain federal stimulus under the fourth stimulus package. Now, we went into that surprising revelation with the understanding that FPUC will never be mandatory. FPUC is voluntary for states. So states do not want to do it. They don't have to do it. And the Department of Labor has determined that as well. But PEUC, which is a federal unemployment stimulus, which is extending weeks of unemployment, and the federal government picks up the price tag for it, and PUA, which is the federal government providing benefits for people who are not employees but sole practitioners, and the federal government pick up the check for this, are federal instruments which potentially could get done in a non-voluntary way in which they're absolutely across the land. So this is still developing. This is still developing. We will see what this goes. But boy, the incredible great news is that fourth stimulus is front and center. Fourth stimulus checks is front and center. You pull up a broadcast media or print media, and they are running the fourth stimulus monthly reoccurring stimulus checks from this letter. They are citing Jalopal. They're citing the support for Jalopal's bill. They're citing the senators as well. It's absolutely incredible. What's important to understand is that Nancy Pelosi, who represents the vote, would be by July 4th. So could the vote happen in late June? Possibly. We will see. One of the things to remember is that these legislators, for personal purposes, don't want to be in Washington in July. They want to be off to their vacation home as soon as possible. So if they can get out of town in June, they would get out of town in June. And if they have that opportunity, they will. So the sooner they get this to a vote, it helps them and their vacation schedule as much as it helps us, because if it came in June, not in July, that could potentially be an extra stimulus check. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed this recording, and I hope you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers. Next stop, 1 million. Next on air is Afternoons LATE at 3 p.m., which is 6 o'clock on the East Coast. Then Evenings LATE, which is 5 p.m., 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Big shows tonight. I don't want you to miss any of those across the board. 4th stimulus, monthly stimulus checks starting in the month of July. 5th stimulus, SSI and SCI Veterans Reform, starting in September. And then all these big monies now landing across the board. Stay focused, stay positive. I want you to get all this big money. And I look forward to seeing you in just a few hours from now on Afternoons LA. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, and stay with LA for more.